baby, if you say yeah.
Let me introduce a good friend of mine sitting next to me. He is a rapper. He is now a mental health advocate. Mental health advocate. Yeah. Goes by the name of Remy to his friends, or Remington Levi, if you know him as an artist.
Go check that out on Spotify.
Yeah, he's got a new song out.
Red dress. I can see you over there in the red dress. I'm a wine with you, baby, if you say yes.
Fantastic. And obviously myself.
Yes, the big
You're
man.
gonna intro me.
Yeah, let's flip it. So we got my good friend over here, Reese. A lot of people know him as Reese, but if you know him through his beautiful poetry and the way he uses beautiful poetry, the way he uses words in his books. He's got 2 books out at the moment: Heartbreak and Suicide.
And Instant Love.
Second one. Yeah, so pick. But go into Amazon.
And type in Reese Andrew.
You will find it all there. Leave a review, all of that. Go stream up the new songs as well. So, what are we talking about today, Reese, man? How we chopping it down?
Well, today is a very sensitive subject. Today we're going to be talking about suicide. As Remy mentioned, I've got a book called Heartbreak and Suicide. So it was my way of exploring that. And yeah, we're just going to be talking about it. It's a rather sensitive subject, obviously, but it's one that needs attention, especially in a time like now, where a lot of people are suffering potentially from depression because of this COVID-19.
Yeah. You know.
So I'm going to start with you,
Mr.
Remington Levi.
You start.
Well,
It's a hard topic to talk about, man.
Have you ever felt suicidal?
It's a hard topic to talk about. I felt.
Okay.
I've been there. I've had that day. I've had that one day where you make the actions to do it, you know. But then you get there and maybe
talk me through that day. So you wake up in the morning.
So I woke up in the morning, in tears already.
Oh, okay.
And I just felt I had done everything I could do on this earth. I felt like there was no more I could give to anybody that I could give to my parents, I could give to my friends, I could give to anyone. Like literally, I felt like I was done. Like that day, I felt like if I didn't exist that day, it doesn't matter.
Oh wow.
So, I text because I'm quite close with my grandma. So let me cut to the chase. I text my grandma first, sent her a voice note, text.
What did you text your grandma? What did you say?
I just said to my grandma that, you know, thank you for like the years you've been in my life. I've already accepted that I wanted to go. So thank you for the years you've been in my life. Thank you for everything. But I just can't do it anymore. I feel like I just can't, like, the way the cards have been set up in my hands, I can't deal with it anymore. Like, I've tried to so hard. I've tried everything, every outlet, and it doesn't work. I don't know what else to do. And you know, I've been there. I've had weeks where I haven't left my bed. I haven't eaten. I haven't gone to work. I've lost money, but at that stage, you know, when you're at that stage where you don't even care about losing money anymore. You don't care about how you look to the outside world. You don't care about who's judging you and stuff no more. You actually don't give a fuck. So so I sent it to my sister. After I sent it to my sister, I had some pills, and I went into my kitchen and I wanted to pop every single pill so bad, and at that moment, like, I think I poured I poured a couple to my hand, and I looked at it and I said to myself, like, I don't know what this is gonna do. This might not even do nothing, but the fact that I'm here, wow, am I this low? Like I wanna kill. Like I'm gonna say the word. I wanna kill myself.
Oh wow.
Like I wanna kill. Like, do you know how deep that is, bro?
Yeah, man. That's.
So yeah, I've been there, and you know, that I've only gone to that level. I've had so many suicidal thoughts, but I've gone to that level one time.
That's an interesting. The stories hit me. It's kind of like the first time that I've even heard you talk about it properly like this. But it's interesting the fact that you've had so many suicidal thoughts, but it was just that one moment. So it's like you were strong enough to fight all the other times.
Yeah, I was.
So it's a constant, kind of,
it's a constant thing.
niggering thought.
That's in my mind.
Battling.
Yeah, like I'll be chilling, sitting down, then all of a sudden I'll be like, and I know people think about because people do think about how is it going to be like when I die? Are people going to miss me? It's thoughts, and it might not even be suicidal thoughts like that, but it's just thoughts of life after death. It's curious because we don't know. But when you think about not about life after death, when you're thinking about taking your life, it's two different things.
It's different.
Do you resonate with that? Have you been in that situation where you know the difference between suicidal thoughts and taking my life?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Right.
I mean, I've definitely had a similar situation to yourself.
Right. We can speak, brother. We can speak.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's. You spend your whole life. When you grow up, even culture, for example, right?
Yeah.
When you grew up in, like yourself, your African culture. For myself, it's a Caribbean culture. So when you grow up in these cultures, it's not really something that you speak about.
Yeah.
Like I've never had anyone mention to me. Well, I was lucky enough. I say lucky, but I was lucky enough to grow up in a family where mental health was a thing, because so many, whether it be my sisters at the time or whether it be my stepmom, so many people were dealing with different mental health.
You kind of grew up around it before it even hit you, possibly.
Exactly.
You seen it. Okay.
But it was never a conversation that would come up, say, with my stepdad.
So you guys never really talked about it?
No. And it wouldn't be something to speak about, right? It's not a subject that a lot of people, not even like black culture. I don't know if any culture is something that's spoken about. Like how are you feeling mentally? Like it's important that you understand.
I think some people do it, but in culture-wise, you're right. It's a forbidden topic, of course. Yeah.
I mean, now I've got my little one. I ask him like, "How you feeling?" He says, "I'm alright." I said, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
It's pushing that to say, look, even if you're not alright, it is okay for you to tell me you're not alright. It's okay to express any thought that comes into your mind, and we can talk about it. But I don't know if anyone from our generation ever had that openness to be able to.
Is it from young though, bro? Can I ask you a question? So when you was in, like, let's say primary school, and you, like, I know
I used to hate life.
We spoke about it a lot of times, but being a guy in primary school,
I used to hate life, man.
Being a guy in primary school and you hurt yourself, and you're not allowed to cry, and you're meant to be the guy. Do you think you can see that in your son now? Because he's in primary school and he's growing up. Can you see the fact that sometimes he doesn't want to show when he's sad, and he doesn't want to show? Can you catch it from early?
Yeah, I noticed that in him, that he doesn't want to, at times,
because he wants to impress you. He wants to impress you, maybe. Because you're the guy, you're the big guy in his life. So he wants to be like you.
Yes. But for me, it's explaining to him that it's okay to have a level of vulnerability. It is absolutely fine. I even say to him, when I'm feeling vulnerable or when I'm feeling down, I tell you, I say, Leo. He said, Dad, how are you? I said, it's not really the best day today for me.
So you're open with it.
Exactly.
So you can see that men
not
have
to the
emotions.
point where I would try and bring him down, but to the point where he understands not every day I'm good. Because that can only be detrimental if every single time your kid asks you, how you doing? And you say, yeah, I'm great. Then he thinks that he has to be great. You know, where we understand how you feeling. I'm tired. Like I'm not feeling like it's the best day today,
okay
but
to be tired,
I'm gonna try and get on with it, and we're gonna have a good time. Then hopefully he'll understand that when he's feeling a particular type of way, that he can say, Dad, actually, I'm not really feeling too happy today, and then maybe we try and talk about it or try and do something.
Man, that's crazy. So do you think you have to start off like that? It starts off from the whole, like it starts off from, like you said, the children. Like you was around the depression, you was around these different situations growing up. So do you think it starts from home? If they kind of spoke to you maybe about it, if they were kind of open when you was growing up, do you think that would have helped you when you've grown up and the way you deal with the issues that you face? Or do you feel like it's environmental? By the time you go to college or school, maybe depending on what they say to you, that has an effect on the way you act and react when you're growing up. Is it an environmental thing, or do you think it happens?
It's that whole psychological argument of nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Like how much of it is just who you are. How much of it is your environment that you grew up in. I do think that if you grow up in an environment where there's a lot of communication, that it's helpful, isn't it? It's helpful to feel like you can talk about your feelings.
To express yourself, of course. Like, I grew up in my household, let's say, there was communication, but not that type of communication. So yes, I could speak to my mum about, let's say, college or school or something like that, but I couldn't speak about those topics. So sometimes it's hard because it's like you actually communicate with some people of your family. Like my grandma had a good relationship with my grandma, and I still do. So it's like I can speak to her about women or about the things I'm going through, but I can't speak to her about that topic until like I'm to that point. And that plays a lot on your mind as well. Imagine being able to talk to somebody, but you can't talk to them about what you actually want to talk to them about. And I think that's what dragged me down. Because when I was growing up and I had a lot of people around me, it's like I can speak to you about girls, or I can speak to you about Instagram or the latest memes. But when I'm pissed and sad and down and really there, I can't even speak to you because I know that I'm a friend of you, but you're not a friend of me.
Yeah, man.
And I think that played a lot.
The reality is, we often don't speak when we have our bad days. We often don't express when we have our moments. We often feel like it's better that we deal with it internally, within ourselves.
Then can we complain if no one else is there for us? If we haven't actually expressed it to, like when it goes down, we haven't expressed how we feel to a lot of people, and there's no one there when we're down. Do we blame ourselves or do we blame them?
I mean, it has to be a level of accountability in it. So, for example, a lot of us that work for organizations now, right?
Yeah.
No matter where you work, there's usually a helpline or a service in place for you to talk to someone. Of course. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if we refuse to accept that, and if we refuse to, then it then becomes your fault because there is things in place like little things like the fact that no matter where you work, if you ask them about their well-being policy, there is usually a number for you to call free
24/7
for you to speak to someone. Now, if you haven't even tried that, then can you then turn around and say, "Oh, no one's there for me"?
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many of us have utilized those?
I have never called any of those things up.
I only called because my manager constantly, at the time, she constantly told me to do it.
Yeah.
So, and also when I went to the GP and told them how I was feeling, they also gave me a different number. But that's a different conversation. When I went to the GP, tell me, how do you think that woman reacted to me opening up?
I think she was surprised.
It felt like...
It felt good.
It felt hard for me to tell this person in front of me that I was feeling vulnerable. And the person in front of me, she wrote down on the paper a number and gave it to me. And I felt like...
Oh, she didn't care.
Yeah, like I felt
really. I thought she would have been surprised. Like
I've
what? Hold on, so you've gone there. Yeah. Well, let's not skip past this.
But then again, it is a GP, and that's what we have to understand. It's a general practitioner, so she's there for everything and anything. They're not a specialist, really.
Well, they're not counsellors, basically.
Exactly. So she has a script that she has to follow. Okay, you're feeling depressed. Here's the first stage. Then if you still carry on, then there's a second stage and a third stage. But for me, it's like, imagine if I'm already at stage 4 in my mind, but because I'm strong, I'm showing you stage 1. Yeah. So you're giving me the solution for stage 1.
That's crazy.
Like, here's a number. But I'm already, for me to even come here and sit in front of you
something.
is a huge thing.
Something. I think then maybe they should put if the GPs are the closest things to us, except for counsellors and all those and hospitals, they should have maybe like a service there.
They should, within the GP, there should be a service right there
if that's the
for you to speak to someone. And as soon as you go there, they should push you to that person, and that person should be qualified to really dissect and understand how 100%. Severe are you in your thoughts.
There should be like a mental health spot in GPs.
Exactly.
100%. Because like you said, you might not want to go to hospital. The GP maybe for you was like a big thing.
It was a huge thing.
I'm going to the GP.
It's like you go when you have an infection or when you hurt yourself or when there's no solution to an illness you have. Where do you go first? Your GP.
Yeah, 100%. That's where you go before you
don't go to hospital.
No. Unless it's A&E crazy. Exactly. But yeah, you go GP first.
Okay, so if something's I feel up mentally, I've gone to the GP thinking I'm going to find...
No, you follow the right protocol.
The solution.
Yeah.
Now, okay, you've given me this number, but for me, that's so impersonal. She never even said, here's a number, and let's have
What? She literally wrote the number down. I hope you're okay.
kind of thing. And not even then afterwards said, let's book you in for
or something like after
like 2 weeks, like a follow up to see how you're feeling.
It was literally like bang bang. Who's next? You see that can make you feel.
They're under a lot of pressure, so I do somewhat understand.
Yeah.
But
still, man, it's something, because suicide is not a joke, man. Especially like you said, let's bring it back to like the Caribbean and like the Black community or the African community. You know, some people demon like depression and mental health as not like witchcraft, but something that's like abnormal. There's a lot of cases that we've heard in the news or like in different cases. I'm sure personally that if someone's suffering from this, then they're like a witch or they've got their own issues, or it's not that deep. Come on, it's only you're just being weak.
Yeah.
You don't really know about life yet. What have you got to be stressed about? When someone that comes to you 20 years old, depressed and stressed, they're probably like, oh no, what, you ain't got no money problems, you don't know about bills, you don't pay no bills, but you don't know, because it comes in many different forms. That's what I'm gonna talk about. Like, it comes in, depression is not only because of relationships, it could be because of money. You know, people kill themselves because of money.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk about family and stuff, but maybe it's external. Maybe it is that one girl that you thought at that stage when you was 20, that was the only girl for you. Because she was the only person who was listening to every single thing that he was going through.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is...
Maybe it's media. Maybe it's different outlets. It's not always...
Is that when we do... when we are very vulnerable... We do look for something to be like a band-aid. To be like a plaster.
Okay.
But it's for a bigger... The problem is usually bigger than that.
Oh, so you're saying the plaster doesn't fit the actual issue?
Okay. It's a very short-term fix. Like if you think a woman is going to be able to fix you when you've got these issues going in your head, it's never going to be the case. Do you know what I mean?
So that quick fix. And do you think a lot of people try to get that quick fix and it never really works? So they think, oh fuck, like if this is my way of fixing it, it's not working. It makes them even more saddened.
Definitely. But yeah, it's a really, I think it's a really complicated one, you know?
Yeah.
Because I spoke to someone recently about these sort of issues, and they were like, well, it's just because we're weak-minded. Because if you look at what's happening in places like, was it Yemen? And around the world, where like there's like starvation and people dying, and there's actually like real devastation. And you look at what we're dealing with, really it fails in comparison. I guess my point to that person was that everybody's struggle was unique to them.
Of course. Like, I resonate with that. I understand that, for example, the situation in Yemen, and if there is like petitions to help out, because obviously we're so far away, but if there's petitions to help out, if there's different things that we can do to help, then of course, like, let's try and do it. And, you know, let's come together to help a country that's in need. Of course, human nature, humanity, but at the same time, like you said, everyone has got their different problems. Maybe I'm not in the right stage to be posting about Yemen right now. Maybe I'm not in the right stage or I don't have the funds to even to give money to them. Right now, I'm struggling. Let's say I lost my job. I'm struggling with my next bill. That's what's in my mind. So that's what's making me sad. And so I think the person who said that was kind of wrong, because, like you said, I think everyone has got their own struggles. You can't base my struggles against a country's struggles, because I'm not going to think of that. Even though I do think about them, but right now I'm thinking about what's my next meal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's crazy. But going back to the suicidal thing, has anyone ever come to you and ever come to you at that point of suicidal and said to you, "Oh, Reese, I feel like," or have you ever been around someone who's killed themselves, or had close friends that's killed themselves?
No one has ever come to me before it's happened. I know people who have committed suicide.
How does that make you feel? Like knowing someone?
Yeah,
maybe you was a school friend, or you used to work with them, or maybe you know them from another friend.
I won't really get into too
who
much.
it was. Yeah,
exactly. But for me, it's devastating, because you just wish that person could see
life,
the beauty in life, and the beauty in themselves, and you wish that they could see that there is more. There is, say for example, there's more to life. Like there's say you're 30 years old, for example, right?
Yeah.
Say the average person lives until 80 years old. Let's just say, okay?
Yeah.
30 is not even half of your life then.
I remember you told me this one.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you spoke to me about this
So
one
that
time.
means you
I really deep
like,
that.
That means there's still many more experiences for you to...
That you haven't even...
So maybe with the right level of help, maybe with the right level of acknowledgement, maybe with the right level of counseling, the right level of therapy, the right level of meditation, you can get to a point where you're somewhat in control. Maybe not completely, but somewhat in control. And you can enjoy some of the experiences like that are yet to be happen.
Yeah.
But once you cross that line, you can't uncross it. If I have an afro, if you cut your hair, you can grow it back.
Yeah.
If you kill yourself, you're dead.
Not coming back. Yeah, coming back. Yeah.
I know that's a false equivalency to talk about hair and
we get that. We get it. Yeah, we understand.
It's permanent.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
And I know that when it comes to mental health, it's very, very complex. That's why there's a lot of medication and a lot of things out there to help people, which we're gonna maybe explore in different videos and that.
Of course.
But it's permanent, bro. Like it's irreversible.
Do you feel like if you had a partner that did commit that, do you think that would scar you for the rest of like your life?
That's another video right there. Can you imagine? Like I don't.
Let's keep that for another.
Yeah, because
another one. That's deep.
That's very,
deep.
very, very deep. I think.
That's a good question though, but yeah, it's a deep question. Yeah.
All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah,
I think maybe I'll wrap it up with one last question. So you've opened up, you've let the people know your situation at one point in your life and how you felt. Now, on a day-to-day, do you have any advice, or what did you do next? How do you now live the rest of your life after that moment of maybe weakness? Do you have any advice for the people?
Yeah.
In terms of getting out of that.
Yeah, of course.
That moment.
I would say always, like you just said, my good brother Reese said, self-love. Let's start with self-love. We are always trying to control things that are out of our control.
Ooh, yeah.
So that means things that we physically can't control day to day, we want to control. And I understand it, we're human beings. I want to control the world if I could control the world.
But the only thing that we have control of is
ourselves.
Amen.
So let's start with that. So that's what I did. You know, I looked into myself. I understood my flaws. I understood maybe certain reasons why I'm alone. Maybe certain reasons why certain things in my life is not working out. Okay, so I put that to a side. I understand what makes me happy. Yeah. Once I understand what makes me happy, and for example, it was poetry at the time. So I started writing. So how I felt, I wrote about depression. I wrote about suicide. I wrote about my father. I wrote about love, not being able to feel like at a certain stage I wasn't able to love.
Yeah.
I wrote about these things, so I pull it out there. I wasn't holding it in anymore. I pull it out there. So now I can breathe. And I think that's what we need to believe, is the fact that if you're having money issues, different problems, instead of looking at negative, look at the positives. What's there to help you? Yeah. If there's someone that's there to help you, talk to them.
That's it.
Talk to them.
Talking, I think, is
talking
is
to them.
Take.
Yeah.
Like, don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Talk. I'm not saying go and spill your whole issues out, but
even if you have to do.
Okay, yes, yeah, you have to do it.
There's an old Cockney saying: "A problem shared is a problem halved." Yeah, sometimes you have to get that monkey off your back and just, even if it's at the market, you just want to talk to someone.
Just talk.
Yeah. If you have to steal their air, and just let them know, because get that off your chest.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, for me it was talking and just being out there and actually self-love. Talking and being real with understanding yourself.
Okay.
What would you say? What was your three?
My three things, I would definitely have to copy this: being able to love who you are and understanding that the only person in life you really can control is yourself.
Yeah.
Understanding, maybe also with that, you need to also acknowledge that social media is not reality.
That's a good one.
You know?
That's a good one.
Just because you see everyone else
that's a good one.
having success,
doesn't
mean that you don't have success in your own life.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very good one.
I think for me as well is also celebrating your small successes is huge.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how small your success is.
But it's still
even if it's the fact you're celebrating the fact you've got up today early, did exercise, celebrate that success. If you don't usually do that, if you don't usually wake up early, do
feel
exercise,
good about it. Yeah.
Look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm on one.
True. Yeah, then that puts you in a good mood.
Good mood. And I think maybe what would be my final point? My final point would probably, I have to copy yours. Yours was good in terms of communication. Yeah. Go and talk to someone. Even if it's over the phone, there's a lot of free numbers that are available. Just free. Like, no one needs to know. Your friends don't need to know. Just call and just have a chat with someone over the phone who's going to listen and might be able to maybe help you to put your thoughts and categorize it, you know?
Yeah.
But no one needs to know that.
No.
That's something you can do personally. I just think, a little bit of therapy is good.
Yeah, I resonate with that, man. And I think, and to show you guys how, just before we go, show you how true it is. I even had a situation where I made on my Instagram. There's a freestyle called Suicidal, and believe it or not, that day that I woke up, before that even came along, I was not suicidal thoughts, but I was down. I was down. And normally, you know, I wouldn't know what I'll do, but I called up my good friend Reese, and I spoke about it, and we spoke, and he was the one who said, okay, maybe you're right about it, you know? So we sit there together and we did our thing, and that came out of it. And once I was scared to post it because I was thinking, wow, like this is, how can I post something like this? And you told me just post it, bro. Yeah,
maybe someone else will see it and feel inspired and feel like it's okay to.
And that's what happened. And that's what happened. And trust me, after I posted that, I felt so much better. So sometimes you think you know what you need to do, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes let people in, and they will help you. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, well, this is Heart, Mind and Spirit.
Sir, we here, baby.
And we're going to be having a lot more videos talking about real subjects. So please do, I know they say like and subscribe or whatever it is. We'll be back real soon. Thank you very much.
Always.